Hey everybody, welcome to Disastrously Domestic. This is my podcast about knitting, and I'm gonna talk about knitting because that's what we do. That's what knitters do. We like to talk about it. We're like CrossFit people. We like to talk about it. And vegans. It's a thing. So anyway, my name's Jessica. Did I say that? And this is Disastrously Domestic. And if you are interested in finding me around thither and yon, you can find me on Instagram as disastrously_domestic. And I am on Ravelry as well as Sugarsticks. And there is also a Disastrously Domestic Ravelry group if you feel inclined to join such things. I never post there, but I think that might change. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. Because I think I wanna try to do a knit along. There, I said it, okay. But you gotta wait until closer to the end, if I remember. And if I don't remember, then, I'll kick myself later. Anyway, I live in the Pacific Northwest with my family. I have 2 boys, one 7 months, and a husband and 2 dogs. If you care. I don't know. Elephant in the room, my hair is now purple. It's pretty sweet. I feel like every time, as I look back through my podcast episodes, I feel like every time my hair seems to be drastically different. And it's not that I change my hair so much, it's just that I am very inconsistent when it comes to recording episodes. But New Year's resolution, let's not do that anymore. Okay, anyway, so let's get into some stuff. I have some FOs, I have some tea in my amazing Male Tears cup. Eat your heart out. Oh yeah, I actually brought my tea over to show you guys because it's one of my favorites. It is Genmai cha. Wow, there's a glare. Genmai cha, which is a green tea that has roasted rice in it. And I don't know if you'll be able to see what it looks like. This particular one has matcha, which is the green tea powder. But they aren't always matcha. Sometimes they're just green tea leaves. So, but I like this one because I like matcha. So, yay. One more sip. Okie dokie. So, it's been a while. And I know I said I was going to record in December. And I did not. My bad. And now January's almost over and I was like, okay, this is a little bit ridiculous. Do something about this. So here we are. I do have 3 FOs that I want to talk about. One is actually an FO that I finished ages ago, but I am fairly confident that I never actually showed it. And there's a reason for that, which I will go into. But the first thing was one of the 3 items that I mentioned in my last episode that I was gonna finish before I recorded, and I finished it. So it is not blocked, but you can't win them all. So ready? I finished my snow melt shawl. It is not blocked, like I said, but this is the Snow Melt Mystery Knit Along by Helen Stewart. Gosh, I hope that's right. Helen Stewart. Curious Handmade. I think it's Helen Stewart. Bad podcaster. Bad. So yeah. It's done. I don't know what else to say except that it's done. It's gonna be so nice. I don't know. It'll be much bigger and less crunchy once it is blocked. And I'm usually one of those people that blocks things right away because I'm just usually that excited to finish something. But man, babies, 7-month-old babies teething, I just have no energy, and hunching over the ground with little pins is just not my bag right now. So I don't know when this will get blocked. I don't know. Hopefully before it becomes summer. And this has been a really warm winter in Seattle, or Silverdale, where I am. I am not in Seattle anymore. I keep trying to say that I'm in Seattle, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that now. Because I'm like, you know, maybe an hour and a half ferry from Seattle. Okay. Anyway, this is done. I love it. I used, this is a singles Tosh Merino Light, and I think it's glazed pecan or something like that. Something nutty. And then the other two colors are Knit Picks Chroma Fingering, which, as it turns out, I really enjoyed working with. So, yes. Oh, one more thing about this. Oh my gosh. And it has to do with blocking again. I saw an amazing trick for blocking shawls, okay? So, I always, okay, maybe you don't know this about me, but, because, okay, so, you're never gonna believe this, but I'm a perfectionist. You'd never be able to tell from watching this by how scatterbrained I am. And I'm not even gonna edit this, like, this is what you're getting, sorry. I am actually, in fact, a perfectionist. And there are things about balance that really like get under my skin if things don't look balanced or if things aren't such and such a way. Asymmetry is not a problem, but when it looks like a mistake, that's a problem. So anyway, I always have trouble blocking shawls because inevitably one side ends up blocked out more than the other, or like one edge, and so when I'm taking a picture for Instagram, it ends up looking like all cockeyed and, you know, not good. So anyway, I saw an amazing trick, and someone had, what they did was they folded their thing in half, okay, thusly, and, you know, they made sure that they matched up all their points so that they were pinned together, and they put like a dowel at this center fold, and they kind of use the dowel, and if the dowel's big enough, you're not going to have like a crease there. You don't want too big, you don't want too small. And so you pin it out that way, and so then no matter what, both sides are going to match. They're going to be the same. Who are these people that come up with these ingenious ideas? Okay, and I dropped my shawl, but I don't even care because I had to gesticulate. I'm gonna try that. And you don't use as many pins, and it probably doesn't take as long, and there are all these reasons to try it. And if it doesn't work, what the hell, just wash it again, block it again the old way. But I know it works because I've seen people do it. I've seen it with my eyes. Okay, so that's one FO. I'm so glad this is done. It's beautiful. And you could tell I've got a thing for purple lately. Speaking of having a thing for purple, the next FO is another of the three that I said I would have done. Well, okay, so, and it's kind of similar situation where it is blocked, but it does not have buttons. And due to an unfortunate situation, which if you follow my Instagram, you will have seen, I am now doing more things to it after the fact. So anyway, my February lady sweater is done. It was much lighter than this previously. It was kind of brownish lavender color, but as I tried it on, I had a really hard time telling where my skin began and the sweater ended, so I just decided that it just wasn't going to work. I was never going to wear it because it wasn't going to look good on my skin. So I decided to over dye the finished garment, which I have done before. with no problems. And so I, of course, was like, I know what I'm doing. This is going to be fine. And sure enough, sorry, I'm sniffling. Sure enough, I pull it out of the dye pot and I have like a giant splotch right here. And it was so dark that the only way to cover it would be to make the whole sweater that dark. And I did not want to do that. So I had to come up with some solution, but I will show you my solution, which is I am crocheting. I wonder if you could even see. It's not that side. This side has the large splotch. So you can kind of see here, right here is a splotch. But I did these stripes across the yoke. I'll put it on. It will be easier to see. Of course, I have this long sleeve shirt underneath. I gotta adjust everything. Okay. So there's like a splotch here you could see, and there's a little bit on the arm too. You could see it really well right there. And there's a tiny bit over here, but you can't really see. And then there's, well, there is some on the, oh here, little splotch there. But like these ones are much lighter splotches, so they don't bother me quite as much. But this one here was so obnoxious, and it's right here where everyone can see it. So I decided to do this crochet chain thing. And I have lots of ends to weave in, but yeah. And I have not added buttons either, but I need to finish crocheting so that I can add buttons. But can I stand up again? Let's see. But it will button, it closes, it's cute, and you know, it's a little more unique. And again, purple. What's going on, Jessica? What's your problem? So there's that. Maybe I'll just leave the ends. Stephanie and Rebecca, should I just leave the ends? I know they would. I'm referring to Rebecca and Stephanie from the Mean Girls Knits podcast. They are awesome. Yep. Anyway, we should be friends. I mean it, for real. Okay, anyway. She's gonna laugh at that because we joke about how we live so close, but we never have met each other in real life. Whoops. Okay, it's done. It's Cascade 220. The minis here are just minis. Some are Knitted Wit. Some are, I believe, Legacy Fiber Arts minis. Yeah, so, and I made the sleeves as long as I could. And I had just like this much yarn left, so I did really well using up all my yarn. And I wish it were finished for real, like finished. But next time. Okay, let's take it off. Because I'm sitting right in front of a fireplace. It is not on. However, it does always have like the pilot on, and I find that the pilot still is pretty toasty, so yes. Okay, that's 2 FOs. Number 3 is one that I finished a really long time ago. Let me grab it. It is my Zermatt cardigan, which is a super bulky. You can see how bulky that is. It was knit on size 19, US 19. It was a kit from weareknitters.com. And I love the yarn, I love the color, I love the pattern, kind of. I actually need a size larger needle, I think, gauge-wise, because this is pretty dense. And when you wear it, it turns out to be the least flattering garment that I have ever made. Look, it's so bulky that like there's no drape. There's no drape happening. So options are, and I have a lot of leftover, options are knit it all over again on a size larger, which the next size up from a 19 is a 35, which is 19 millimeters, which is misleading because you'd think 19 would be 19 millimeters and 35 would be like, what, 35 millimeters, right? But that, no. Things get crazy when you get into the broomsticks. Yeah, but I'm not going to do that. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to frog it and make a pullover that is seamless, because also part of the bulk issue is this seam. And yeah, it's just not working. And it's a bummer because this was not an inexpensive project. So yeah, I have to do it again. But whatever, it's done. I wanted to show it in its final form before frogging it. Have any of you ever frogged finished garments? I am not against doing it, especially if it's, you know, a disappointment and you spent a lot of money on that yarn and it's worth salvaging. So I've done it before, I'll do it again, and I will do it with this. Ugh, I love seed stitch though. Seed stitch might be one of my favorite stitches. Well, it is one of my favorite stitches. Love it. Okay. FOs, that's it. That's all my FOs. Yay! Good job, Jess. Get her done. Whips! Let me check my list here. Ugh. Sorry, I'm shaking, you guys. Whips. Okay, now the walk of shame. I had said that I would finish 3 specific projects in my last episode, and I finished 2 out of those 3. And I'm so close to finishing this last one, and that is my brickless scarf. It's a pattern by Martina Bem. And where's the right side? Okay. I am on the last segment of the last color stripe. Now, the pattern doesn't have these stripes of color in it. I chose to do that. When I decided not to do the Find Your Fade anymore, I saved that yarn and put it toward this instead. So, it's really long. That's why I'm not sure if it's a scarf or a shawl, because it does get pretty narrow. But I am working now on the very final bit, which is 1 by 1 rib across 1,000,000 stitches. And it's driving me crazy because I don't know what my problem is with 1 by 1 rib. It shouldn't bother me because it's just knitting. Like, that's all it is. And seed stitch I love. I love knitting seed stitch. This is like, I mean, it's the same 2 stitches. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. There's some roadblock there. Anyway, Tosh Merino Light, Neon Peach. Mrs. Crosby likes to play Satchel in Tiger Lily. And then finally, Malabrigo Makita, I think, in the Marte colorway. So, I have like 12 more rows and then a bind off. Less than that. and it's already quite long. So blocking this will make it pretty awesome. Doesn't really work. Anyway, these colors are very loud and proud, and I'm okay with that. So close. So close. But no cigar. Not yet. Next time. Okay. So, next thing I wanted to talk about is a hat pattern that I actually just started, and I barely have anything done on it. But I wanted to talk about it anyway because there's a knit along happening for this with the designer. And this is the She Rises hat by Riza Knits, who does have a podcast as well, but I don't think she has updated in a really long time. But anyway, I'm using Manos del Uruguay Maxima, boop, in this really pretty cornflower blue looking color. I chose it because I thought it would look cute with my hair, and I don't think I'm wrong. So this is a really cute pattern. The detail on the actual hat part is meant to look like little fists rising up in protest of the patriarchy. Smash it. And I kind of thought, oh, maybe I'll finish it in time for the Women's March in Seattle, which is like tomorrow. Yeah, not happening, but I am excited about this, and I love her pattern. She has a lot of really cute patterns, and I've knit one or two of her things before, so yay. Barely anything done. Maybe that one will be done next time too, because hats are pretty fast, especially when they are worsted weight. That's in this cute bag. Can you read that? bellyofawhale.com. Okay. Next. I love this project so much. And it is the oh my gosh, everything's tangled. Marled Magic. If you don't know what Marled Magic is, it is a shawl originally, and now it has turned into a pullover by Stephen West. Go figure. My favorite. And you hold fingering weight, for this particular one, holding fingering weight and a lace weight, doubled, to create a marl effect. Look at that seed stitch. That's good stuff. And I'm using various, I just poked myself in the eye with my knitting needles. I just did that. That just happened. Okay. So I am working on section 7. You can kind of see where my needle is. It is a mesh lace section. And it will kind of be like this. This is the front neckline. And I have fringe here. This is not in the pattern, the fringe. I added that because I do what I want. So there we go, kind of like that. Boop, 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 boop. These overalls are cute, but man, they kind of are saggy baggy on me. Oh well, I'm supposed to be sitting anyway. What more to say? Just look at it. This is colorful and crazy, and it's a weird shape, but it's still super drapey, so it's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. I'm gonna wear it every day. I'll probably wear it once. Guilty. Yeah, so anyway, looking nice. And most of these yarns, most of the fingering weight yarns are MCN, merino cashmere nylons from various places. I think one is a Lolo Did It, one is a Legacy Fiber Arts, and then one is, oh crap, one is from, oh, man, from an Etsy seller. I can't remember. I'll try to find a tag next time. And then I have some other like Scrappy Doos in there. And most of my lace weights are alpaca blends. So super soft, if you can just imagine how soft alpaca is, how soft cashmere is. Yay. Stephen West, OMG. I think every episode I go on and on about how amazeballs he is, but he is so cool. He's just so cool. He's got some new patterns that I really want to make. He's got Marled Mania leggings that I want to make so bad. What? And then he's got this kangaroo, marled kangaroo with a kangaroo pocket shirt thing. And then he's got kangarorts, which are shorts that you can knit to complement your kangaroo top. There's not enough yarn in the world to knit every West Knit project that I want to knit. Okay. Enough fangirling. Let's talk about granny stripes. How about that? That's right. I have a granny stripe blanket now, because that's exactly what I needed. Now I did have a granny rectangle blanket. I keep wanting to say shawl, blanket, that I crocheted till it was about this big, and then decided that I didn't like one yarn that was in there because it was a sport weight and the rest were fingering weight, and I thought it would be okay, and then it wasn't okay, so I ended up unraveling it completely and then crocheting it again, and then I actually made it bigger that time. And then I decided that I didn't want to do a rectangle and go around and around and around and around and around. I wanted to do a granny stripe, just like everyone else, because I'm a joiner. So I started one. And it's quite long. This will fit the length of my couch. So it's doubled here. Boop, 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 doubled. So twice as long as this. And what I'm actually doing is, here's my rectangle. I'm actually unraveling from this and crocheting it into this. So once I get through this, I'll start adding new minis, because I do love these colors. Like, I love how it looks. It's just something about these rectangles. I find that they always look pointier on the ends. Like, they look wonky to me. Like, I've tried chaining fewer on the corners. I've tried chaining more on the corners. I've tried every trick in the book to get it to like lay normally, and it just doesn't want to. And the center feels so much tighter than the edges, and I don't like it. So there's that perfectionism thing happening. I can control the edges on this much more easily. So, yay. This sits next to my bed and never gets touched. But I know it's there if I want to work on it. So, okay. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Last whip that I want to talk about, and then we're going to go into the next segment, which I am super stoked on. I love this bag. I think I showed it last episode. This is not a project bag. It's like a makeup bag that I got at a souvenir shop in Seattle. But it fits a sock, which is what's in here. Now, boop, boop, boop. This is just a toe-up sock being knit on Knit Pro Zings, which I'm kind of enjoying. I still prefer the signature DPNs if I'm using DPNs, but these are nice, affordable alternative. Yeah. And I don't know, I've really been enjoying working on DPNs lately. Every once in a while I go back to my roots and bring out the DPNs. I wish my lighting was better in here, but this yarn was dyed by me. What? This is a colorway called Day Drunk in the Garden by Sad Sack Dye Works, which is my new yarn Etsy shop, hand-dyed yarn Etsy shop. So yeah, look, sock, knit with my own yarn, and I love it, and I'm excited about it. And there are some skeins, you know, in the shop right now, and I will show them to you right now. So, diddly-doo, diddly-doo, diddly-doo. Next segment. Okay, yarn dyeing. I have dyed yarn many times in the past, mostly just for my own benefit. But I decided that I needed something to do. I don't know. I just decided to do it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. So I named the company. Oh, I just hit a piano. That's what that noise was. I decided to name it Sad Sack Dye Works because I really like the term sad sack. I think it's hilarious, and I think it describes me pretty well. Merriam-Webster defines sad sack as a bumbling, inept person. Yeah. I thought about just naming it Disastrously Domestic Dies, or, you know, something, but sad sack I just thought was so funny. Anyway, so here's that same colorway. I only have one skein of this left. This is Day Drunk in the Garden. So this is available in the shop. Oh, yeah, so Sad Sack Dye Works on Etsy and Sad Sack Dye Works on Instagram as well. So you can find me. So there's that one. And then I have, whoops, nip slip there. This one, which is this really fluorescent yellow, and yes, it is like glowing yellow with an aqua and green. This is called Future So Bright, and this one skein is available right now in the shop. Oh my gosh, I love it. Ugh. That's available. I have one of these available. This is similar, but just yellow. So there's like a banana yellow and a fluorescent yellow. And this one's called Limoncello. Yay, only one of these. And then I have three. Oh boy, where'd it go? Well, I can only find two right now, but I have three of these. This one is called Bacchanalia. It's real pretty purpley, plummy wine colors with speckles. Oh, that's like a really dark purple. It looks black, but it's purple. Bacchanalia, named for the Greek god Bacchus, or rather the festival devoted to Bacchus. I have 3 of these, which I have called beetlebacks. This is a non... Okay, sorry about that, I'm back. Probably didn't even notice. Maybe you did. Okay. My alarm went off to pick up my son from school. That's what that was, that interruption. Anyway, I have 3 of these. Again, I only have 2 in my hand right now. This is called beetlebacks. And this is what I'm calling non-repeatable colorways that are kettle dyed, because they made me think of a beetle's back and how beetles' backs are very iridescent and different and kind of oil slicky. So, sorry about the noise in the background. I get no respect. Fun, fun. And then I have 3 of these, which are blue, gray, with a blood red speckle. And this is called A Bigger Boat, which is inspired, of course, by Jaws. But yeah, there's lots of speckles happening, and it looks like the water dripping with blood. Yes, I love it. So 3 of these, all 3 available still. I only dyed 4 and I kept 1. Maybe people aren't as excited about Jaws as I am, but I love me some Jaws. So I definitely wanted to have a colorway inspired by Jaws. So there you go. And I think I have one more. Yes. One more colorway. This one is called Hestia. And it is a very fiery colorway with speckles. Yes. Inspired by Hestia, its namesake, right? Hestia is the Greek god of the hearth and home, and also altar fires. Interesting fact about Hestia, any offering that was made on a fire, regardless of which god it was intended for, Hestia got a little piece of that. So, not too shabby. I love this. I want to keep these. I want to keep these, but, you know, whatever. Yay. So I've been having so much fun dyeing yarn. Makes me happy. Don't buy any because I don't want to share. I don't want to share it. Don't buy it. No, actually, please buy it so that I can buy more and dye more. And actually, since you stayed through all of that, I would like to actually offer a coupon code. And I might not share this on Instagram. I might only make it on the podcast. Although maybe I'll share it on Instagram too. Anyway, for free shipping, if you put in disaster ship. So disaster, DISASTERSHIP. Disaster ship in the coupon code thing on Etsy. And you'll get free shipping. Yay! And I'm actually planning to order some more yarn, including some yak DK. But there will not be a lot of that in the shop because I'm actually dyeing something for myself with it, because I want to knit myself a sweater and have it be with my own yarn. So there you have it. Sad Sack Dye Works, disaster ship, coupon code, free shipping. And yeah, tell your friends. I do not like doing this. oh, I knew it was gonna be awkward and weird, and sure enough, I'm just like, ugh. I am not good at marketing. I'm not good at it. You'd think with how much I like to talk about myself, I would like marketing myself, but I don't. So, buy it, have fun, shop away. Like I said, I have an Instagram for Sad Sack Dye Works as well, so you can find that on Instagram. And get, I'm gonna kill my dog. Matilda. Anyway, the windows are open and the wind blew. Okay, so that is all for like knitting, but I did want to mention a few other things. One being, I can't think. Oh, that's right. Sewing. I've finally gotten my craft room somewhat in usable shape. It's by no means organized or ready for like showing anyone, but I have my sewing machine set up, and I decided that I am gonna start a new quilt because I got this awesome book called The Quilt Block Cookbook by Amy Gibson, and it's got a ton of really cute blocks. Just really cute stuff. And I loved a few of these blocks in particular. The reason I bought it was for this block, which is not actually what my first quilt out of here is going to be, funnily enough. But I will show it. When I saw this block right here, I was like, I have to have this book. Look how cute, it's a sun. That's so cute. And then there was this block. I was like, that one is amazing. But that's still not the quilt that I'm making. Mine is number 19, the Moonbug block. So I have started collecting fabrics to make this, and what I'm doing is, where there is white, I will be using a white, and where this stripey here, is gonna be black. But I'm not just using solid, I'm using like kind of low contrasty prints. And then the other two colors will be whatever two colors I decide. So I'll show off some fabric. And there's gonna be a lot of crinkling, so deal with it. These are some of my white fabrics. So this one has floor plans. How cute is that? Little plus signs. Doop. And then the black. This one's really cool. Trippy. And these are just to start with. I will likely have quite a bit more. Cotton and steel. Most of it is cotton and steel because I just really like cotton and steel. This has molecules and stuff on it. So cool. And then I've got lots of prints. And I will just quickly show each one. Boop. 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 So quiet. This one's super cute. And finally, umbrellas. So, it's a lot of fabric. Probably not enough because I want a full bed-sized quilt. Rather a queen, not a full-size, queen-size quilt. But it's a start. So, it's gonna be really cute. Now for some more crinkling. Okay. There it is. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to mention in this kind of miscellany thing at the end. I am reading a new book, or a new old book. There is a reading challenge going on Instagram called Read the Classics. You can probably check my Instagram feed because I forgot the actual hashtag. But anyway, there are 2 Instagrammers who are hosting this, and I forget their names. Oh my god, I suck at this. What? Why am I doing this? Okay, anyway, get on Instagram. I'll make sure to post about it so that you guys can figure out what the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, they provided a list of authors, classic authors, and you can choose to read them or not, but basically you pick a book from one of those authors and you just read through them throughout the year. So, my first book, Pride and Prejudice. Look at my bookmark. It's a J for Jessica. That's me. Pride and Prejudice. I have the annotated version, and I have to say, like, I like annotations sometimes, but I feel like this annotation is too much annotation. Like, some of the things are like, really? You feel the need to tell me this? Whatever. So basically it means that this book is half as long as it appears to be. Which is funny. So far I like it. I'm not very far. I'm on page 27, chapter 4. Very short chapters. So far my favorite character is the dad, their dad, because he's a smartass and I don't know, he seems like my kind of dude. I don't know. I'll keep you posted on this and my thoughts because I've never read Jane Austen and I never really had a desire to. Because I had this preconceived notion of Jane Austen as being uppity and snooty rich, but people have told me that it's actually making fun of that type of person more so than putting those type of people on a pedestal. So, and it's kind of about how crappy it was to be a woman and have to get married to be anything. Why did it just get really dark? Okay, now it's too bright. So, I'm excited to read. I bought myself a book light because the only time I really get to read is in bed. So it's between that and my granny stripe what gets done. Okay, one more thing. Next month, I will be at a retreat, a fibery festival retreat type thing called Madrona Fiber Arts. It takes place in Tacoma, Washington. And what day is it? Hold on, sorry, shook you guys up. Let me look on my iPad real quick to get the dates. I know it's February. Of course, it's taking a long time to load. February 15th, which is a Thursday, through 18th, which is a Sunday. So I am planning to get a hotel nearby. The actual hotel is booked up. And Tacoma's not that far, so if I can't get a hotel, I'll still go. And I have to go because I actually am taking a class. I'm taking my first class as a knitter. I've been knitting since 2002 and I've never taken a class. So the class I'm taking is Tiffany knitting, and I don't even really know what that is. So it's kind of a innovative, not innovative, well, innovative, but what's the word? Not innovative. Improvisational knitting, so very free form, kind of, but it's inspired by Tiffany stained glass. And I think I found the teacher on Instagram, and I looked at her project page, and if it's anything like the stuff she is making, be still my heart. I need to know how to do this. So it's a 2-day class, Friday and Saturday, like all day long. I'll be in there like all day long, or all day one day and then half of the next day. So yeah, if anyone's going to Madrona and you see a girl with purple hair, hopefully it'll still be purple at that point. Who knows what I'm gonna decide to do. It's like only a few weeks away, so it should still be purple. Say hello. Yeah. Okay. I'm out of breath, I'm tired. I've made a huge mess in my living room, and my son is gonna be home from school soon, and the baby's gonna be here and making a mess. So I think my break is over. It was really nice to get back to podcasting, and I thank you guys for sticking through to the end. You are my people. Keep knitting. Again, check out my Etsy shop, Sad Sack Dye Works. And I will try to put a link down under for you guys as well. Yeah. Happy knitting. I'm gonna do this more often, I promise.